So I just quickly wanted to let you guys know that if you plan on purchasing The Sims 4 Businesses and Hobbies or any of the Sims packs, you can use my code Fantasia on the EA app or thesims.com. This does directly support me and my channel, so I do really appreciate those of you guys who use my code. Hey everyone, it's Fantasia. Welcome back to another Sims 4 discussion video. So I asked you guys to comment things you want to see in The Sims 4 in my video where I talked about the 2 expansion packs that are likely coming this year based off numerous hints. So today I'm going to be pulling up some of your guys' comments. We can discuss about them. So let's go ahead and just jump right on into it. This first comment comes from Crimson Violet Moon. I want bands so bad. I love the idea of the sound of the music changing based on each individual Sims skill level with the instrument they're playing. And I want drums. If they release a bands pack, they'd better give us drums. Playing music is one of my favorite things to do in the game. I cannot wait for a bands pack. So there is quite a few people in my comments who actually are really excited for a bands expansion pack. And I've seen a lot of Simmers in different videos be very excited for a bands expansion pack. I'm more excited for the hotels. But if we were to get hotels and bands this year, I do think that would be like the icing on top of the cake. Because it is 2 major features that we're missing that usually we have, especially by now. Like in The Sims 3, I feel like we had bands so early on. So this next comment comes from Close4824. I would love a hotel resort expansion pack. Set in a Brazilian, Jamaican, South Beach, Oceanside world similar to Sulani. Definitely adding pool slides, diving boards, and pool waterfalls would be fun. Maybe they could add volleyball as an activity along with casinos and billiard tables. The guests could take tours around the particular world or a cruise, even though it would probably be a rabbit hole. I'd like to see vending stalls selling souvenirs. Also the ability to choose what kind of build, a hotel, a full resort, a motel, or an Airbnb. Okay, so I love everything about this comment. I feel like it kind of explains exactly what I would hope to see. That's even the kind of world that I want to see. I just feel like that's so fitting for this type of pack. And I mean, there's so many different worlds I want to see, but I truly feel like for a hotels/resorts expansion pack, a world like that would just be so perfect. And yeah, we absolutely need pool slides. The missed opportunities for pool slides is just crazy. I feel like they could have added it in with Growing Together, but maybe they're holding off for a resorts pack. I don't know. And volleyball, yes, that is a sport that I need in The Sims 4. It's always one of my most wanted sports as well. I do like the idea of taking a cruise, even if it is a rabbit hole. I do think that would be pretty fun, but imagine being able to go with them. I just don't think The Sims would do that. So as a rabbit hole, I'll take it. And yeah, imagine being able to go to a resort, you know, and bringing home souvenirs. I think that would be such a nice way to remember your trip. I just would love that. And yes, I do think it would be cool if we could set the type that it is like a hotel or a full resort, because it would be nice to also be able to just build little hotels or motels. And with For Rent, you could do that and play pretend, but it's essentially an apartment system. So it's not going to be the same. You know, when you go stay at a hotel, it's very different from just, you know, renting an apartment. Like, I don't know, to me, it's not the same gameplay at all. As far as an Airbnb though, I don't know if they would have that be an option, just because we do have the ability to stay in a vacation home. And I feel like for them, like the Sims team, they just probably think that's like the equivalent of an Airbnb. So I don't know if that's something we'd get, but if we got separate lot types for a hotel and resort and a motel, that would be really cool, because even if you think about it, if you stay in a motel versus like a nice hotel, there's differences with that as well. So this next comment comes from Britt, and it says here, we need a hotel and resorts vacation world expansion pack like The Sims 2 Bon Voyage, where the Sims feel relaxed and rejuvenated with room service, housekeeping, bellhop, check-in/out, the works, but also get sick on vacation, because you know sometimes vacations don't go as planned. Yes to everything you said. That's what I always mention, The Sims 2 Bon Voyage. When I'm thinking of a vacation pack, that's what I'm thinking of. I know with Bon Voyage, you could go to multiple different places, but where I would always go was like the sunny beach place with like the hotels, and I loved the feeling of staying in a hotel in The Sims 2. Room service is a must for me. That's another thing where I feel like For Rent, I don't know, the apartment system could be so different from a hotel system and a resort system, because we can do room service. There can be, you know, maybe there's like a buffet downstairs if the hotel has, you know, breakfast breakfast included. You can just go downstairs. It would be cool if we could pick different options for the hotel when we're building a hotel. Like, you know, you can choose if that hotel has breakfast included or allows pets. Things like that. I don't know, like you could do pet hotels. I don't know. I think that would be so cool. There's so many different options you can do. The whole room service and, you know, someone can come up and bring food to your room. Or, you know, the rooms can get messy and then someone will come up and clean your room when you're not in there. Or maybe it'll be like a scheduled time or something. I don't know. All that stuff, I feel like truly make it feel like a hotel experience. And like a vending machine randomly like in the hallway or something. There could be like a lot of times when I go to hotels, there's usually like a game room. So we could have that. And then, you know, there could be a gym and a pool and there's just employees taking care of it all. I don't know. I think that would be so, so cool. And then someone like at the front desk where you can check in and check out. People can leave reviews. That was a thing for The Sims 3. They could leave reviews on your resort. And I do think that would be really, really fun if they brought something like that back. So this next comment comes from Shannon. Need preteens, more toddler and infant stuff. So this comment was a little different. I had to include it because yes, we can't forget about this. I know the hype right now is the very good possibility that we're going to get hotels/resorts and bands this year. But preteens are still something I want to see in the game so bad. I do feel like it would more so come in a free update. And maybe we'd get some sort of stuff pack or something for them. I don't know. And then, yeah, I still feel like we need more toddler and infant stuff too. I really want to see a toddler kit and an infant kit. I think that would be really, really adorable. So this next comment comes from Lively's report. The pack they should make is a Vegas pack with gambling, with casinos, which include hotels/motels, music shows, dancing girls, quick weddings, including services inside the hotels/motels, models doing clothing shows, more retail, moving all the clothing and jewelry having to be bought in the stores. You carry it home and it goes in your closet, your dresser, your jewelry box, your shoe racks, etc. You should not have to go into Create a Sim to get outfits. You should have to, or at least have the option to go buy your clothing, just like real life stuff. And the world, one very large downtown city with 2 suburbs, and perhaps 18 lots total. And not just the tiny lots either. Nothing smaller than 1 or 2 20 by 20 lots, or perhaps the quick weddings. I would love to have a nice mall to go shopping at with lots of different types of stores. Make it happen, EA. Okay, so I love, love, love this comment too. I think a Vegas pack would be so fun. And you know, sometimes I'm like, no, they wouldn't do that. But in The Sims 3, we actually kind of got that. We got a world that I don't know if it was very like Vegas inspired, but basically it included a place to go gambling. Like there was a casino and it had the slots machines and all that. And so they've done it before. And yeah, they didn't make a pack out of it. It was like something you bought in the Sims 3 store, you know, but still, I think they could make a whole pack out of that and people would love it. And I think it's like totally fine as a pack idea. Music shows would be so cool. And then yeah, quick weddings. I love that idea because obviously we can elope, right? But imagine if we had the option to have this quick wedding, like when people just quickly get married in Vegas. I love that idea, and I actually think I would use that feature a lot because the wedding pack can still be literally the biggest pain ever, honestly, with Sims not listening, and I don't know, I barely use it. Even though when I do use it and it works, it's an experience and it's beautiful, but it's about getting it to work and then the planning. I just feel like it's this whole thing that I feel like a lot of times I just either take forever to get my Sims married, I don't get them married, or they just elope. And so I would love the option to have like a quick wedding, honestly. And I do really like your ideas for like shopping and stuff like that. Of course, we do have the option to make a retail store and you can get clothes, but I know exactly what you mean. Like you want an actual shopping experience. Kind of like The Sims 2, at least I feel like The Sims 2 shopping experience was perfect, and if they put something like that in The Sims 4, it would be even better because, of course, with The Sims 2, that was years and years and years ago. Then again, a lot of things in The Sims 2 were surprisingly done a lot better than The Sims 4, so I don't know. Either way, I just feel like the whole shopping system needs a whole rework, and if they were just to reintroduce it in like a Vegas pack, I think that'd be really cool. Being able to browse the different jewelry and, you know, buy it and actually have to line up at the checkout, I think that would be really cool. Being able to go try on clothes in a change room, I think that would be really, really cool. I don't know. I just love this entire comment. So this next one comes from Karina. My wish list: hotels and resorts expansion, royalty expansion, and theme park expansion. I also would like to see more gameplay activities like tennis, fencing, golf, and ballet. I would also like a modeling career and expansion with proper gameplay. Designing clothes and having a career as a fashion designer, then having a career as a model, trying to get gigs, going to photo shoots, walking the runway, having a modeling agency. I would also like The Sims to make more gym equipment that Sims can use. Barbells, rowing, weights, kettlebells. Modders have already done this. Why can't Sims make a CrossFit pack? I actually would really like to see that. I think a stuff pack is the perfect place for it. We need more gym equipment. You know, I really started to think about this with Inzoi, honestly, just because there are so many different workout equipment options and it feels more realistic. Like there's dumbbells, you know, maybe your sim just has, you know, some little weights in their room they can pick up and use. We need stuff like that. I feel like all the workout stuff in The Sims 4 are just these big items that take up a lot of room, and there's just like, you know, the treadmill and there's that giant weight machine and stuff like that. And I feel like we just need some little workout pieces. Of course, we have the yoga mats, which is great. But yeah, I feel like we need different weights and stuff like that. And yeah, barbells. I don't know, there's so many different things I can think of. But as far as the rest of the comment, totally with you on the resorts and hotels expansion pack. A royalty one, I have talked about this a long time ago. Well, maybe not that long ago, but it's been a bit. It's not something that's on my list, but I do think it could be a really cool way to bring some things into the game. We do have a kit that adds like royalty stuff that I just feel like there's no place for it. And I feel like we need a pack that adds that sort of gameplay. But I also want to see like a medieval type of thing, but that's where they could bring in royalty. You know, like that fits together. And we have gotten some surveys that are mentioning things like that. So I think if they did it, kind of like, you know, in The Sims 3 Days, we had that spin-off pack that was like the medieval stuff. It was separate from The Sims 3, but it was amazing. I love The Sims Medieval. It's actually a lot of fun. Honestly, I wish they would just start bringing back like spin-off games. I think that would be amazing. And I actually think that would make them a lot of money. I'm not gonna lie. I want to know your guys' thoughts on that actually, because I don't know if I'm the only one who feels like that could be a really good thing for EA. And I don't see it happening. Like The Sims Life Stories, Pet Stories, The Sims Castaway, and then, you know, we got The Sims Medieval. I don't know why they don't do stuff like that anymore. I think it's such a good idea, especially for people who are just so done with The Sims 4, which there are a lot of people who have stopped playing The Sims 4 because it's been going on for so long. And maybe they still love The Sims, but they went back to The Sims 2 or 3. And I feel like those people would be all over like a spin-off game. I think it would be exciting. I would love that. Yeah, I don't know. I just had to talk about that for a minute there. But I also love your ideas about the different careers and stuff you mentioned, like a modeling career. I think would be so cool. Walking the runway. I think a lot of players would enjoy that too. And the last comment I have here comes from the unoriginal one. Hotels/resorts, bands/expansion on music skill, royalty mod. I think they just mean like a royalty pack, I guess, because I think there is a royalty mod. Casinos, amusement parks, preteens, and more baby/infant stuff, fairies, cars, revamp to the OG active careers, and zoo/safari. I love this list. You already know I want preteens for sure. I want cars so bad. And I know it's closed world, but I've talked about this before, so I'm not going to ramble on about it, but The Sims 2 had cars, and that's the perfect example as to what I would want Sims 4 cars to be like. I more so want cars for gameplay added with them. And also just the realism, and for me, the way it just brings me in to have my Sims be able to get into the car and drive down the driveway and drive off. For me, stuff like that's important. For me, it adds to gameplay. For me, it adds just immersion. I don't know, all that stuff mattered to me. But yeah, like I would love to see all this gameplay with the cars, like a fixer-upper car, and I could go on and on, being able to get your driver's license, teaching teens to drive. I've made like whole lists about this, but so I won't go on about it too much. I think a safari pack would be really cool. A zoo pack would be cool too, but safari, yeah, I would definitely prefer that. Amusement parks is something I've been talking about for years. I don't know if it'll ever happen. I will say ever since getting Inzoi, that kind of satisfies my amusement park thing because of Bliss Bay having that whole amusement park. And I have talked about how it's cool when different life sims come out and they have different features. You know, maybe you're craving to do this one specific thing. Like in Inzoi, you can drive and go to the amusement park. In The Sims, you can't. And that could be a good thing because, you know, you can play different life sims for different reasons. you won't get as burnt out on one or the other. However, I do still think amusement parks in The Sims 4 would be really, really cool to have. So like I said, that's the last comment. So I want you guys to comment down below what things you want from the comments I talked about today. And what do you think we'll get? What do you think we'll never get? And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this discussion video. I've been missing just like chatting with you guys. So I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.